What's good? What's good? What's goody? It's your buzzing cousin Ghost Boogie. Welcome in. It's the second episode of the day of B-Boys Underground. We've got the one and only mighty Dose One. Yeah, Cincinnati's own Dose One. Now in the AZ where it's all hot. But hey, we've got a new video most recently from Dose One. I want you to sit back, relax, grab your favorite plant, grab your favorite liquid, and unwind with B-Boys Underground. Let's get into it like this.
What do you want? What do you want? I'm way ahead of you. What do you want? My songs are not a restaurant. Sit down, be nice, get what you want. It's more enriching. A difficult man wicking, well-written Hell's Kitchen. And we whipping these unborn chickens till shit thicken. Then chef is done with this metaphor. At its core, rap is an exacting of whim, abstracting of him. Begin again, killing him. Of poison tongue, vocal cord lung, strong violin, unspeakable, nice to people, but microphone, evil thread, needle, specific, speak, eagle, street, legal, weapon of mass destruction, discretions for ducks and stowaways, busters and turncoats, tied up in tugboat rope, weighted down in the dumb mode, with all the sunken, shrunken cop heads and strung around clown parts, dead jokers, locals, and looky-loos all there to see how you're hurting you, with the ass and they phone now, watching you slowly pull up your bones out. Man's is making a mobile with no real purpose other than casting shadow on surface of insolent influence creeps, ghost writing they speak over uncredited intern beats, auto-tune on while they sleep, dreaming of hugging they mothers and see major crater, not natural, looks and feels impacted, something half-finished for the distracted, aggressive passive jacket, please stream me madness, I hold no space for a mascot, dancing on limo top, JPEG for backdrop, feeding agreeable robots, too many masters, disasters, and passwords, I'm bored like the moon, gravity's goon, no longer my tolerance, desires, something stronger to stay bent, my bad, I meant, I hope my taxes are spent, filling the entire internet with cement, message sent, message sent, message sent, message sent.
What's good? What's good? What's goody, man? Welcome in B-Boys Underground. It is Dose One. It's Wednesday night. Happy B-Boys Wednesday. Salute to all the B-Boys and B-Girls that's out there throughout all of these internets. If you could, please hit the like, follow, subscribe, all notification bell. You want to tune in and subscribe to our podcast on YouTube, music, and also if you just go to our page, click playlists, click podcasts, and then you can subscribe. You've got all the most recent and all of the entire back catalog of all of our episodes, all 120 plus 30 plus episodes of B-Boys Underground, with a ton of underground artists and a ton of great new and established artists. So this next guest is someone that was a part of the B-Boys Underground crew and around the entire family that we had as a unit. And it was just a great community, as we always talk about. And tonight we're going to reminisce and talk about the stuff that's going on nowadays, what's going on in Dose's career, get you up to date since back in the 90s all the way up to now. And without further ado, man, let's get my brothers on the screen. We've got the one and only G-Fresh, and of course, Dose One. What's goody, gentlemen? How are you all?
What's up, y'all?
What's going on? 2026, we in the building. Good to
guys.
see y'all. And we're going to chop it up with my man,
Yes.
Dose One.
Laugh
We go
track.
Back like spinal cords and car seats.
That's right. And fucking spina bifida test.
Shout out to Spina Bifida.
Yeah.
I forgot about
That went
those.
away. We're done with
I'm
that.
getting it now.
Yeah, no more
We got bigger
envelopes for
problems.
Spina Bifida anymore.
Nope. We're done. We're done.
Oh shit.
They're
Here
all
we
good.
go.
Yep.
Man, look, dude. I mean, you and I kicked it a little bit back in the day, and I know you kicked it with Fresh and Dibs way more, but I
Yes.
always had nothing but great memories of you, man. Nothing but the utmost respect for you as an artist, but just as a good human, good dude. You was always been a good dude, and always enjoyed my time around you and your energy, man. And it's good to have you on the platform and connecting back and getting getting up to speed with what's going on with Dose
That's what's
motherfucking
up, man.
one, man.
Yeah, dude. It's an honor and a pleasure, and I don't know. I'm not a person that like longs for the past, but my connection to what we shared in Cincinnati is super pure and something that actually didn't tarnish or go away. You know, I forgot a lot of shit in my lifetime, whether it's weed or work or whatever,
I'll say
or
weed.
genetics, you know, but like,
Yeah.
it was a real pure, beautiful time. And the good cats rose to the top. And it
Yeah.
was the birth of a lot of people's like that's the thing is like there was no back then there was no real ins to become a rapper or a DJ or all those things. You were still always like pretending something was a ladder and climbing it up a wall to try to get over the wall. And like it was very insular. It was West Coast, East Coast. And we actually gave each other everything because there was not much. We had these stupid mailing lists and record pools. Not that they're dumb, but like we had connections, but we didn't have shit. We were all just working really
DIY.
hard. Yeah, and we were outsiders is probably the safest way to say it, and but we very much were insiders with respect to how much we love rap and its progression. And we were super thirsty, but yeah, great times, great people. Good to be on the show.
Yeah.
Fuck the police. You know what I'm saying?
So speaking of that, like tell us Restaurant Not. We started off the show with that the video, the single, and as we always do about this time, what we say is please, by all means, set the table, let everybody know the headspace, where you were at, what's going on, what's the message. Was there anything that inspired you to make that project, anything extra,
paint that picture,
add some extra color to
Yeah. So I guess like overarching before I get into like what the song is doing, this was kind of like a return to form for me. And I started working with Steel Tip Dove, who is from Brooklyn, produces a lot of backwoods artists. And I met him because I reached out, as I always did. Any friend I ever made in the music industry was like genuine compliments first. And like with some rappers, before I met other musicians, it went really bad. I'd be like, I love your music, thank you. And they'd be like, weirdo or whatever, and then eventually that started to go well. So I sort of stuck to that method, and I reached out to Fatboy Sharif, who's from New Jersey, incredibly dope. And I was like, hey man, I just love the direction you're taking rap, the rap you're making, and right away he was like, let's build. And we talked on the phone, and I was like, all right, maybe it's safe to interact again, with this next generation. And it all went super positive. So just kind of got the working with these younger guys. They send you a beat pack, like working with my older friends, like everybody's transitioning into some other form of life, and you get like 2.5 beats. And these guys would send me like 12 beats. And it was like, dude, what is fucking happening right now? And I just got super wired, and the pen was on fire. And I just sort of had it was the beginning of returning to wanting to make records. But some of the reasons I stopped making records was because I didn't want to tour anymore, and I didn't want to give up my like quality of life just to exist off of it. So I had to transition into making game music, all that stuff. So it was super complex. But the second I got connected with a lot of these guys on the backwoods scene and the younger generation on the East Coast, man, it was over. I just got back into it. So that song specifically is actually touching on, even though I hadn't done music in a while, the game hasn't changed, and it's still this, for some reason, enjoying how nasty I am at rapping is sticky for motherfuckers. So it's like my songs are not a restaurant. You know, sit down, be nice, and get what you want. It's literally an explanation of my entire approach to 50 albums or whatever I've done at this point. And I just try to outdo myself, be inspired by inspiring artists, make friends in that regard, you know, just push myself. And it's like, I think for a lot of people, there's this notion that what I do is like on the too much side, like it's heavy metal or something, you know, but it's actually just about keeping up with where I'm getting. So I always try to acknowledge that while also be accessible to some degree and make the music that's coming out of me. So yeah, that's off All Portrait, No Chorus, Black Backwoods, and Andrew Broder, who's another old homie from Fog in Minneapolis, did cuts on the whole record. And it has M. Saeed and Micah 9, who's, you know, I have a fatherless style. Yep. And my style's fatherless, but he's my daddy. I'm not going to lie. Like, there's no one, him and Saphir, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
The two artists that I heard.
Saphir passed?
Dude, Saphir passed several years ago, and it was, yeah, dark. Yeah. So, and Peace passed this year.
I heard that.
Yeah. So it's just like, I don't know, something as a rap. I do a lot of things, but at my heart, I'm a rapper. That's what I am and always wanted to be, always was to some degree. Like, there are naturals. There just really are the real thing, man. They're meant to be rhythmic and like fucking destroy it and be unpredictable and coordinated at all times, intellectual, aggressive, and Peace, Saphir, Micah 9, those dudes are like the blueprint for that shit, you know. It's like, before that, when rap was invented, it was, you know, it wasn't as diverse what the natural was, you know. But very quickly, 10 years later, you have like really incredible boundless musicians, you know, who basically covered 40 years of rap progression in one full length. You know, everything you look at, mumble rap, double time, it's all on Boxcar Sessions. Everything.
There you go. And it's definitely, your self-expression is unrestrained. I still like there's no chorus in that. Like the video too. The visuals was great.
Yeah, that whole record has no hooks, and that was just natural. I just wrote these pieces, and I was like, honestly, man, it's just like, I'm never winning a Grammy, so fuck your bridge, fuck your hook, suck my dick. I'm doing what I do. You know, it's like, this is how it feels to me to open up on a thing. I can do it live, and you know, just something in me, not to like be coy or pretend it's avant-garde, but it was just like, yeah, you know, you don't need a hook. What is this? Nobody's singing my shit in the shower. You're good. Singing other shit in the fucking shower.
As we delve deep there, I tell the story a lot when the beat I did for you.
Yes.
Practiced it, and sequencing back in there was not an easy fucking thing.
No.
So it was like 2 pieces of equipment, didn't MIDI up, none of that.
It was ASR 10 and what else? Was it an ASR 10?
I had the Ike.
You had the Ike. Okay, all right.
Same as Dibbs and the SP 1200.
Yep.
So
I love my
I
ASR 10.
sequenced the best I could with no real sequencer
Right.
and measured it, mapped it out. You come to record and you're like a bar and a half off. And I
Of course.
I said, what the well, I wasn't cursing then, but and he's like, no, fresh, right? It's good, it's good. I just play it back. I'm gonna fix it. And I was
And,
like, what is he talking about?
and I
Played it
did.
again, recorded, and it made it fit. I said,
Yeah.
what the hell did he do?
I don't know, man. I really don't know. I gotta say, man, I became myself on the edge of your bed. Like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Those were my 7th, 8th, 9th, and so on songs that I ever did, and like recorded though, like that was the big thing back then that no big homies told you is like you could cipher on the street all night. But what's up with getting a good take? Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? And we were all out there figuring it out ourselves. We would kind of watch the most so when I say we, I mean like the 5Ds and Hood and all the homies that, and recording at Jay Rawls's house. And that was where we were just getting work in on the 4-track. And the most talented of us, like Kyle and Fat John, they were naturals, man. And they would just like lay this verse without a bunch of punches. And they were delivering like the right amount of like voice acting versus tonality versus styling, and then also not feeling like you're fucking theater. You know what I'm saying? There's that fine line of like too much. Because I listen to some drill shit and I'll be like, this is fucking theater. This dude can enunciate. This is ridiculous what I'm listening to right now. These cats are just like having a time, So, but yeah. And we all just figured out how to record. And then we would play our own music for each other and
go perform at Top Cats.
We would perform at fucking Top Cats. Yeah.
A question as far as, because you've always been very unique, even back in the day, you stood out, and also you were extremely different at a time when
it didn't make no money.
But like it was for the love, but what I'm saying is that you were extremely unique and different in a time when it was extremely difficult to be a Caucasian into the hip hop scene and be accepted, and especially being more on throwing an alternative edge and spin or a unique edge to it that was different, right? Where, in Cincinnati, again, folks, if the Boo Birds come out quick in Cincinnati. Like if they don't like your hair comb the wrong way, boo! It's just for whatever reason, if they just the Boo Birds. So I mean, like you had to really automatically come through, be unique, be dope. Because I mean, if you were dope, you were accepted. But if you weren't dope, there were no quarter given.
Yeah, you had to really take necks. And I think I got that from Jersey, which is where I came from prior. I was in Philly in high school, and then I was rapping in high school. And then in Jersey, my first year in college at Rutgers. And I got into a battle crew called Skill Scavengers. And everyone's living their life, but I think I'm the only one to like actually make a career of it. And we were the kind of guys that like could never get studio time. No one had an MPC or SP. And that was actually the pattern. I would know someone with turntables, like until I got to Cincinnati. Jay Rawls by no means was rich, but he happened to have an ASR 10 and a 4-track. And I thought he was like Jesus P. Christ. I was literally like, what is going on? We can make a music. So, but all the while, being a Caucasian is a horrible thing to say out loud, but like, being a white boy.
I mean, at that time, because
Yeah.
I try to explain to my kids, I was like, listen, man, y'all don't understand how much Vanilla Ice set us back.
Sure. But third
I
base
have
was half
PTSD.
I was
decent.
about to say,
No,
Third base was dope.
third base was fresh.
X-Clan hated him, but what are you gonna do?
Everlast was dope. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying,
if after eventually coming, but honestly, though, for me, man, it was very clear from day one that being some kind of great white hope was not on the table. That's a disgusting way to approach this.
Yeah.
I'm not a capitalist. Right. I'm not
Correct.
a capitalist. I'm not some kind of like side gentrifier. I don't even know what you call that when you want to be the only white boy. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I will say it drastically affected how hard I went and how much I improved as rapidly as I did, because I was getting I was not getting clowned because I was not taking shit, but the threat of clowning was always on the horizon. It was fucking perpetual. I had to prove myself double, some other motherfucker. Now, the problem with any talking about this white shit is it's a poor man's, it's like a shitty explaining of what anyone who is black experiences in America.
Absolutely.
So I'm not trying to like hatch at that tree all night. It's dog shit. But it was particular to my time and did define me. But it's not some kind of thing I walk with because I just had my time and my characters built the way I built. And I feel I've earned the right to say out loud in an airport, I hate white people. And they all look at me and they're like, what's happening right now? And I just kind of bow and don't even need to explain myself. I'm just like, y'all are fucking tripping. So like, that's probably the only time I flex.
I say that to people all the time and they look at me the same way. It's like, man, come on. If you only knew.
This is a white problem.
I hate all people though.
Yeah. Everyone cutting in line.
I love you.
You're fucking, it's a white problem. Y'all got to get out of here. Anyway, but I will say, it was what it was. But the unifier in rap, especially when you're freestyling, ciphering, and like trying to be the real thing, be a natural and procure that and refine that. Just when you meet someone who's like you, it doesn't actually matter what color you are. You're connected permanently. That's kind of this is how that goes. You know what I mean? And I think, I don't know.
So what Fresh and I always talk about and how we explain it, what we had with our crew, and especially that was in the scene, was there was none of that bullshit though.
Cincinnati was super neutral.
We were all there for the love.
Yep. I mean, Cincinnati was worked.
It was
beautiful. We was a hip hop Benetton.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that's how it. But that's how it was in the bigger cities. Cincinnati just had a good hand in the people and the time that we got to connect. Like, we just got lucky. It really was like as integrated as most scenes I ever saw were. There's a lot of that. Like, I love fucking Lord Jamar, but he's always trying to like get rid of like the brown influence in the creation of hip hop, and it's so dark. Like, you gotta chill, man. Like, everybody was there. Yes, certain people did more and all this stuff, but like, be real, man. Some white dude let you use the burnt building. Just give him his credit. Whatever happened, just like there's a complexity that I think is a burden to rap to over explain.
Yes.
But is important to recognize how people have always integrated, that it involves a little bit of everyone. And it also helps explain why fucking people like Kid Rock that go from rap to that Nazi rock stuff, they need to go to The Hague. Like, that is the craziest shit. All these guys that we see sort of turning into rock country. What's the other one with the buzzsaw on his face? Post Malone.
Oh yeah, Scribbles.
This is a whole thing. This is a white boy problem. This is a problem that I think
It
should
is.
be handed over to anyone so inclined to deal harshly with these cats, because it's dark.
Yeah, it pisses me off because of the fact that it really does. You're just here to use, and then
It's colonialist. It's
get
fucking
put
corny.
up, and then we're gonna switch over. We're gonna switch.
It's
We're gonna
colonialist with face tattoos.
Jump off.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a
With face
springboard
tats.
off your ass.
Yeah, and like it is.
Do we got to
I
do
don't.
that? Who's that peeking in my window, pal? Nobody now.
No, Clampets with
Right.
dreads. I just don't really. I don't know.
Clampets.
Clamp. That was my favorite
off
thing
of-
about Goody Mob. I listened to that first record, Soul Food, a million times,
That's the.
and then I was like, "Are they calling white people Clampets? Because this is amazing. If that's that's happening, Clampets with dreads." And I was like, "Yeah." Still to this day, when I see, which honestly, what is going on if you have white dreads in 2025? Like,
I just hope you wash your
fresh?
hands.
No,
That's
I
what
mean,
I always question.
that
I was like,
okay?
can you put some hand sanitizer off on me right quick before you touch my food? I'm just fucking
Yeah.
with y'all out there.
I don't know. I think it's more like,
I'm unwinding today.
yeah.
Listen, like there's a lot of shit that goes on with this, and the climate, and we'll get into that. But we have not got into the very first question, man, and we're 26 minutes in, and
Just
it's
get
been good
powerful.
conversation. So make sure you hit that like, follow, subscribe, on notification bell. We have to say that shit because you guys literally won't fucking do it. Because you're all stoned, distracted, listening to stuff in the background. And I hate the fact that I have to interrupt the program just to say do this, because it absolutely does help the algorithm. We are trying to grow. Today we had an epic interview with the one and only M80. Make sure you check that out. Last week we had the mighty Ryu, and also Be Real.
Be real.
Come
second.
on,
Oh,
man.
shit.
26 has been starting off with a fucking bang.
Yeah,
And guess
check
what?
all the back episodes but tell them to subscribe. It's just like PSAs at WAIF.
Yeah.
Yep.
The views and opinions do not reflect. All right, I'm not getting into that shit. So anyway, like, I want to go. Tell us about Dose. Give us your first memory that you have associated with hip hop. Tell us, put us in the room. Tell us who's there, what's going on, what the song is, and why it made such a important
Started in Philly, right?
memory.
It started in Jersey. So before
Jersey, okay.
Philly was high school, and I was in Jersey prior to that. And my my childhood was super rocky. So moving all the time, different schools all the time. But then eventually, my one friend, Fatine, his brother Damien, like went to juvie and was like, like a little legend to the children, and he just came back and showed us all this rap. And I remember it was 3 Feet High and Rising. It was the second Chub Rock, with Chubster and all that. And Step in the Arena. And then, before that, of course, we were breakdancing and listening to the Fat Boys and Raising Hell. And the first song I ever memorized, which is not my bond to rap, was Paul Revere's Ride.
Okay.
Beastie Boys. I think that was like, I remember committing that to memory before I was double digits. And then a couple other raps. And then, though, Step in the Arena was Gangstar was fucking, it was that and the third EPMD record with Gold Digger and Give the People. And there was, and Fear of a Black Planet. There was something to like a consistency first a lot of these records where they were produced and like had an arc. And I was just so sold, man. That was it. I just was memorizing it and showing it to like everyone in my life, even Jewish grandmothers. I was like, fuck you, check this out. I played my grandma the EPMD song with Tom J in the house. Rap is out of control. And he's like, dial 1-900-55 eat shit. And I like played that for my grandma. I was like, let's go. But it just kind of hit, and then that was it. And then right after my freshman year in high school, I was rapping. I was freestyling, and it was sort of a rapid arc after that. But yeah, I remember though also real quick, I remember holding a tape. I guess I was like, must have been 13 or something. And I remember picking up a tape and being like, how do they get all the little men inside the tape? Like, I just remember fundamentally not knowing shit about recording, like anything. You know what I mean? Like, all it was like CDs and tapes and vinyl, but I didn't fucking know a fucking single thing, and it's funny. I think about that a lot now that I do all this nonsense my whole life, but it was super unapproachable, man. Like feeling called to something and having no idea how to do it. Because rapping is not skydiving. Like,
explain that. What do you mean by that?
You need some fucking facilities and access to skydive. It's like skydiving is not what I'm doing right now. There was seemed completely inaccessible, and there was this area of like wanting to be a rapper that seemed a lot more, because I played football at the same time. It seemed a lot more challenging than like going D1, and getting a scholarship. It was like, how would I actually become a rapper? Like,
what position did you play?
Strong safety.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Yo, man.
So,
I mean, go ahead.
I'm gonna throw this one at you because I always like to ask this. So, those was your influences. Hip hop grabs you by the throat. Once you first put your pen to paper,
when?
how'd it turn out?
So I was in that battle crew in New Jersey, and we were always freestyling, and it was inevitable that some cat would come up with a written, and then the whole energy would shift to everyone sharing a written. And so I needed a couple writtens, but I wasn't about it. I was just sort of like, wild man. That was like my brand is a strong word, but whatever the fuck I was when I began, that's how I was rolling. So I wrote, I think some of my first verses were about how the white man is whack, and then kind of lyrical miracle, and a lot of graffiti references in the first verses. And it was interesting, like writing for the street, not for a song. You prioritize. It's almost like how modern battle rap is, where everything's front loaded, and like super gettable, and there's very little downtime between metaphors. Like writing for ciphers was kind of the same thing. So you would stack shit and write not even punchlines, because we were kind of post punchline era. You didn't want to be corny. You wanted to be super scientifical madness a little bit or something. So, it was very interesting. Our era was like, I don't know, shit like the Cellar Dwellers meets Natural Elements meets Company Flow meets Freestyle Fellowship. Like the game was very much Gravediggers. The game was very much on about like what you can talk about. It was almost anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So that's kind of how that mess began. And then writing and freestyling were always different for me, but in the beginning super important.
Let me ask a follow-up question to that, because, when you think about how you had to be intentional in regards to being unique and different and not being a quote unquote biter.
Right.
And you put that against today's climate where it's cut or copy and paste.
Yeah, biter's not a thing anymore.
At least,
Mm-hmm.
on the popular level,
because
back even on the popular level, back in our days, as my kids say, they call me an unk because I say that. But it really was something, and you look at it all the way back to even music before hip hop. It wasn't cool in R&B and soul or any of the stuff to kind of,
sure,
to be too much of a biter.
But so this is the thing that actually I would say rap is a little backwards about. It's grown. I think we're relatively better now, but the time I was in, it's actually there's a fine line between biting and being influenced, recognizing it and paying an homage and incorporating that into yours. Mm-hmm. Now, I think people look at like, yeah, you did that and it blew that artist up because people never heard about them. That is not what it's about. It's not about reparations. It's about fucking this being something that you've never thought of, that this other person thought of, that made you think of things, and you tie it into what you do. And I think for me, I do a ton of that. I just quoted Peace on a new Alpha song. There's so many, also too, there's so many fucking nasty, absolutely poetic, timeless rap lines lying on the floor of everyone's music collections. The Peace line I took was I arch my shadow over your shadow on the wall. And it's so nasty. And I arch my shadow over your shadow on the wall. And it's just like, there's all this stuff out there that's, if Hobby Lobby were creepy, it would be like beautiful, permanent fonts, just I arch my shadow over your shadow on the wall with the sunset. You know what I mean? Yeah, like it'd be beautiful. But yeah, man, I don't know. There's a
hip hop Hobby Lobby. We need one.
Their Hobby Lobby was smuggling fucking artifacts out of Jerusalem, dude.
What?
Yeah, they're like antediluvian insanity. Check it out. Do a Google search.
I will have to take a look at this stuff right
now.
Yeah,
Hobby Lobby was like trying to get Sumerian artifacts and hoard them. Yeah. Times, shit is, it's the snake has two heads. Smoke them if you got them. Hey, real quick, I got a story about G Fresh that needs to be told.
Let's please hear all of this.
So
hold on.
I've been in.
Let me set it up. Hold on.
All right.
Story about G Fresh. Let's go.
I've been in a million battles and been around a million ciphers. And a lot of people think they're funny, but not everybody's funny. And one night, I think it was right before Scribble Jam. I don't remember which one because I'm not so good with years. But we were all outside of WAIF after we did like the pre-Scribble Jam show. And it's Dame 1. And he's there. And him and Fresh get into a capping battle. It's not really a rap battle. There's no beatboxing. Yeah. It's not really that thing. But they are capping each other. And Dame is holding his own. And then all of a sudden, G Fresh says, "You look like somebody hit you in the head with a Lowenbrow bottle."
Oh, shit. Was I there for that? Because that shit was...
We had that tight ass head on.
I think I've seen so many motherfuckers with waterhead in the last 40 years. And the line that's in my head, it's your voice. And it's like, "You look like you were hit in the head with a Lowenbrow bottle."
And I remember that night vividly because I was tired, exhausted, and here comes Dame 1.
Dude,
crap. we got a show to do the next day, and he was.
You were just in the ether, man. You destroyed it. It's the funniest, one of the funniest standalone lines.
Was that the night before
I've heard in
'97?
my life.
Yes,
I think so, man.
Yeah, because
I'll just
I
never
remember.
forget.
I remember we were there late as fuck, and we were outside lollygagging, and we had to be at Annie's like early as fuck.
Yep.
Like, so it was like we just went home. Yeah,
it was, and I remember it. Like I remember every millisecond. It's 3D in my mind.
He had a good one. I was wearing K-Swiss. He said, "She fresh feet so big as K-Swiss look like Cadillacs." So I hit him with, it was hot, and he had on this flannel shirt. I said, "What are you doing, serving chest pizza?" And I remember Jason, he got it before everybody.
Nobody. Oh, I miss nobody. Dude.
He was on the show.
Oh my God! Please tell him I miss him if you see him.
He's out there by you.
He's out there with
He's in Arizona.
I'm in New Mexico. You're in Arizona. My mother.
I'm in Colorado.
My mother's in Columbus.
But boom, boom, boom.
No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy, man. Yeah, that was one of the funniest fucking things ever.
Man.
That and then
I have not forgotten that, and that's interesting you brought that up because I remember it was a big old crowd out there, and it was
huge, dude. Yeah. You were on prime time. It was Smack. It was before Smack. There was G Fresh. Fucking,
and that's what we did on the air too.
No, I know, but that one stood out, man.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with like Dibs and all the prank tapes. Like certain things stand out. I could do like a top 5. So one of them is definitely Iguana Vagina, which I think he actually called Yoni real time. It's not on the prank tapes. It's very Dibs. He also, one of the other insults is educational duct cleaner, he says.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Fucking genius. Dyslexic secretary is fucking solid fucking gold. Dog enclosure.
Yes.
And
the way he said it, dog enclosure.
And I don't know, man. What's the 5th one? Fucking, because when I play those for people, the problem is how many times they're like bitch and all this other shit. It's like very abrasive.
The ones
but
me and him
miss
did
the art, but they miss the art. There is fucking high art in some of that name calling. It's really.
I remember I said vaginal cupcakes, and I don't know where that came from. That's set in everybody's mind. But the ones me and him did, the hello pranks, I wasn't cussing, so it was a lot less.
Right. Yeah.
That was kind of the thing too. You had to try to try to come up with something and not cuss too.
I'm sorry.
At the same time.
I have my favorite one. It has no cusses. This might be number 1, y'all.
Which one is it?
Aggressive bat boy. Come on, bro. I see that motherfucker. I hear that. I hear those 3 words, and I see the little man being all weird about trying to get a bat for me. Like it's the most vivid. It's Shakespearean level of capture.
Yes.
Aggressive bat boy.
Oh man.
Those things. And when you put those together, it paints pictures that just imagination is out the window. It's just,
and in response to someone saying like, "How did you get my number?" It's fucking high art, bro. Saying aggressive bat boy. Anyway. Good times.
Good memory.
Yep. Frank the Prank.
So, we mentioned Scribble Jam and everything like that, and you are absolutely known and tied to history in regards to Scribble Jam history and the one and only Eminem and battling Eminem.
Yeah,
and
man.
that battle, that year. That year was the very first year that it was that was like the pop off.
It was really important.
You know what I mean? that felt like it was
Everything changed. 96
Yeah.
leading
it
up
got
to it. 97 was
serious.
like,
Also,
what the
you
fuck
know
we
what?
got
It
here?
was just really good for Cincinnati. Like it was fucking
Yes,
great.
because
It was
everybody
it
came
was
down.
iconic, as they say. You know what I mean? And it our normal weekends together were not. I'm not no shade. We were doing our best, but like it came together. People came from everywhere. There was chemistry. There was like shockers. It was a fucking time, man. You know, and no motherfucking violence. It's crazy.
None.
No,
That's right.
actually,
None
you
of
know what
fucking
though?
love
Hold on.
that shit.
Actually, there was no violence with the exception towards the end of the night, and it was
They
the
got punched?
B-boys.
The B-boys punched
Oh,
each
remember
other.
that?
Yeah, it was
I don't
between
remember
I
that at
think
all.
Rocksteady and somebody else. It was like there was some B-boys that got into it in the parking lot, like
Steady
at
rock.
the end of the night.
Were they like, I have a 7-pack, and the other guy was like, I have an 8-pack, and the other guy was
Dude.
like, I have a 9-pack, and then the other
I
guy was
just-
like, I have a 10-pack.
I remember
One
because
pack
I
of the
was
ripped people.
running around trying to get everybody on stage and ready for like the rounds and also getting everybody on stage to perform leading up, and fucking there was just anarchy out in the front lot.
Oh wait,
So-
I do remember that.
yeah, and like people were
Thank you
all
very much. I had
all
actually
fucked up. Like, you know what I mean? And like, I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, I need so and so on stage right now. They were like,
Right.
they're fighting. I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't give a
that thing.
shit. We got a show. Like,
What
get
font
the
is
fuck
that?
on stage.
Is
Like,
that the fucking? Is that
The
the
rules, no touching and all that
Rolls-
shit.
yes.
Rolls Royce battle font?
No.
What is that?
No writtens, has to be freestyle.
Yeah.
Man,
You
those
know.
are the days, boy. And
Yeah.
that was the big problem was, you know, all that stuff was everybody was kicking writtens except for
Yep.
me and a couple cats. And you know, yes, there is this foggy ether of like something you might have said earlier that comes to you and you throw it down in the moment. That's all fine. This is like improv, you know. But there were like motherfuckers spitting verses off of tapes. And then also I think some of the cats, specifically like Juice and Jobless Deuce Leader, real quick though. But Juice and Ron Fest, they were like, they came like all big city energy. Like we didn't like I didn't know how to fucking bar count or when a homie was like coming off the page or not. And it was fucking infuriating. They drove me fucking insane. These cats. Like just cheating and acting like they weren't in front of me. Like everyone's too stupid. And then kind of was true. Not really, not the homies, but the crowd. Like they know a crowd, right? They were not wrong, but they were giving me these looks. Like I was used to giving someone this look of like, that's blood. It's coming from your throat and it's on my jaw. You know what I mean? Like this, I had one way to get
Bite
people.
your head off.
And they were giving me this look like I'm turning the crowd on you. And I didn't know what to do. Like my penis went inside my body. I was like, what are they doing? What is this cheesy shit? Like I didn't know I could reach outward like that, you know? So to some regard, it was performance and like showmanship and good on them. And they were veterans, but they were also cheating. And then Eminem, sadly, a lot of his shit was written, if not all of it, you know, and we actually had a really nice, tender 90s hip hop moment where we were like, yo, what's up? You know, and he was like,
When was this?
And I was like, between the end of the outdoor and the indoor battle. So we both got a beer at the bar and he gave me his tape and I gave him Hemispheres. And we had a nice moment where we just were like, yo, you're killing it. You're killing it. That was that. Wasn't very deep. But the point of that moment is that I went home and listened to his tape and everything was on the tape, man. And I was like, yo, I thought I liked this cat, you know? And then everything happened at Scribble that did. And flash forward, I was sitting on the edge of G Fresh's bed and he handed me Source magazine and Eminem was unsigned hype and then got signed by Dr. Dre. And that was the rest of that. But going back to the battle, what happened was I was saying Rhymefest lines before he said them because he was garbage and kicking writtens, and I was really frustrated with like this guy being felt like he was better than me by the Lukey Loos.
Gramophone and
and then I was just like he was just slow with his writtens, and I was like, saying his rhyming words, So then he went to the judges and was like, he was talking over me, and he got put back in the finals, and I was super frustrated.
I remember that there was that controversy. There was a
And
very long. It got
I was-
tense, y'all.
yeah,
I
and
was
I
on
was-
stage. I was like, "This is tense." I was
and
sitting
the
on
biggest
the monitor
was
over in
because
the
we
corner,
we was gonna have 3 people. I said, well, that's got to be 4.
Yeah, right. What is
'cause
going
we
on?
did the 3 the year before, and that was.
And I felt like there were clear winners. I felt like I fucking embarrassed Rhymefest. There was no way I shouldn't have just been in the final. But then there was 3, then there was 4, and they had the 2 buddy cops go together, Juice from Rhymefest, and that went. And then I had to battle Eminem. And after we sat at the bar, I honestly was like, I don't want to battle this guy. I want to talk about how this is kind of corrupt and rigged. And I kind of lost my cool. And it started my experience with battling, which is that I will take any man's fucking name and wear it and like put it on him like a sweater at any point in time, even to this day. But organized battling is not how I'm ever going to shine. I only kind of lose and confuse and outperform and create a circumstance for myself where the vicious that I am is not the kind that prevails. You know what I'm saying? And that's not my bag. I didn't create that aspect of battling and the crowd involvement. Because battling, to be clear, for anybody out there who doesn't fucking know, started with 2 dudes in a hallway, man. It ain't about this participatory for show thing. Like you really did it to fend for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Or to settle a score.
My round's better than yours.
Yeah, and you went forever, to be honest. It was like, it was kind of sloppy, it was it was bloody, that was how these things were. And now the versions that exist are still sloppy, bloody, overdrawn, interesting, violent, cool, great, but they're different, they're more rehearsed, they're called on from a different space.
No beat and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not doing it to live, it's doing it for a living. There's a million ways you can parse it that maybe say it better, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I do not judge it. Some of the craftsmanship.
I have my preferences.
No, it's also some of the best rap writing I hear, though. Like some of these organized battles, man. Those bars.
I was going to ask you about
those coded metaphors. Brilliant. Some of that some of the early daylight work is the hardest fucking work a human being has ever put down on the rap fucking planet, man. It is barely comprehensible, overwhelming. You take it personal, you take it metaphysical. It's really fucking stunning development. It's all written. But if it's that good, it's okay, and I feel like that's the point of all of that to some degree, is to like have exceptional moments. So anyway, then we do the battle, and I was kind of salty after because I just felt like politics kind of got involved in the battling. And then a few years later, I had to battle Peace, who is literally my idol and my hero, and one of the reasons I rap. And I was like, yo, if this is this thing, I'm never going to win because I do it my way and it's different. And it's not the same as like me defending or proving myself. It was like some exhibition thing. And then I have to pretend to insult my hero. I think I'm done. Like I was like, if all this is going to do is get me in front of like what? Common sense. And I got to say he sucks. This is bullshit. I can't really do this. I'm an honest man, bro. I hate people because they're garbage, and even Ab Rude, who is one of my idols. I own all the ATU music, changed my life. I love his work. When I battled him, he was just like coming a little too slow, and I had to get him. I couldn't take it, And then with Peace, it was like, this is bullshit. I just kind of want to freestyle. with my man. I don't want to fucking pretend he's garbage. It's too
Um,
much.
I don't know if you knew, but I don't know how I got to connect, but I was speaking. I'm the one that got them to come out there.
Mm-hmm.
So it was Abstract Rude,
Yep.
Peace, Micah Nine, and what's
Otherwise,
the otherwise?
otherwise. And
I saw.
yo, these cats. So this is one of the best stories I have about Scribble. Is we're outside Ripley's, I think.
Mhm.
Ciphering. It's all the people. I'm rapping, and Peace rolls up. I don't know if he rolled up with everybody, but I just saw Peace, and he sees me, and he's like, he breaks the whole cipher etiquette. He walks clearly through the circle, like absolutely, like through the tape, walks right to my face and is like, more that. So I start double timing. And then he lets me style a little bit. And then he's like, more that. And then I start freestyling in triplets. And then he just takes over. And it was, for me, the greatest moment in my life as a artist to,
You're saying more of that.
yeah, and just like get just to not have to have him test me in that manner. That's my bag. You know what I mean? It felt very good. It established. Sadly, we had to battle after that and then rebuild, but we actually became friends and had a million fucking ridiculous adventures together over the years after our Scribble battle that were all fucking insane stories. Actually, every time I hung out with Peace, it was a fucking Liam Neeson movie starring Peace. All the things
Liam
came.
Neeson's.
All the
They
things
can't be
happened.
pushed. They rest in peace. Peace.
Yeah, man,
Yes.
absolute genius. And like, you know, that's the thing too. Is like I always prided myself for freestyle. That's what Scribble was to me, and my connection to everybody. And freestyling with Peace and Micah Nine is the only time in my life where they are freestyling so purely and eloquently and vessel-esque that it's my turn and I forget I'm good. Like they'll stop and I'll be like, oh, like, you know, it's fucking insane. They literally, it's not about the speed, it's not about the vocabulary. It's actually about their ability to change the channel, accessing everything they've experienced. Like the unpredictability mixed with how good and pleasing and technical and natural it is. It's just fucking, man, works of fucking art, those humans being. And like, I don't know that there's another art form that's going to produce this kind of eloquence spontaneously from its artists. And I think the era for rap having that is gone. We might have a renaissance. I'm not the one to say, but it's this thing. I think about that and turntablism as the two things that were at Scribble Jam that rap really created. Actually, beatboxing also did not need to go away. There's these things that the renaissance of what hip hop created that have been sort of left in time, and it's unnecessary. And I think they're completely valid and they will not occur again. And they're totally avant garde, manipulating turntables, improvising lyrics perpetually, beatboxing, breakdancing. I don't even know, man. There's a lot of shit. Like now hip hop is like face tats and fucking outfits.
That's on the mainstream, but the underground still. I mean, and that's a question that I wanted to ask you in regards to, you know, if you think about when you with the difference is, do you see a difference between the underground scene compared to the 90s to now?
Oh,
Better or for the
oh,
worse?
Well,
Or different?
I would say the core of it that matters most. That is all kinds of people of various ages, and maybe not always just appreciating only hip hop. Those people being thirsty, it's equivalent, right? They exist. There might be more or less of them. I'm not really sure, you know, but like Thirsty used to be tape trading in the beginning of the internet days. And before the internet, we were tape trading with someone you bumped into that said they had Black Bastards on tape or whatever was rare to you that you didn't have, you know.
Mhm.
And once we had the internet, we started to get work that wasn't actually produced or shelved. It was discreetly available. And there was a fever and a fervor and an open-mindedness to the people that first did that. It's not a lot of people. And I think maybe now it's maybe not a lot of people, but they're on SoundCloud and Bandcamp, and they're doing the same work. You know what I mean? They're collecting and curating. So I think there's a core that's unjudgeable, ever present, and the motherfucking shit, and incredibly important. And then underground scene now versus then. Honestly, it's a little bogus for me to. Some of the underground artists that I listen to are like Teller Banks and Snot Nose Slim and all these younger cats. And I can't claim their landscape. You know what I'm saying? Like their underground is specifically their underground. It's very different. You know,
Yeah, I mean, it's their
89
time.
the Brainchild. Yeah, and it's like about exposure, and the currency is actually different. It's all kinds of things. You know what I'm saying? And so I happen to be like permanently underground. But I wouldn't say that I could actually speak for exactly what grinding right now. All that is to actually say, like, I'm Dose and people know who I am. So if I think about those young cats that are actually starting right now, it's kind of bullshit to equate myself with them because I have a little springboard of wherever you might have heard of me. You know what I'm saying? So it's really, to be underground right now, it's actually incredibly difficult. And when I watch some of the young kids, I see them, they're more, at least on Twitter, they're more expressive than I've ever seen people be. And it's not always positive. You know, they're not always doing well. Mental health, being an artist. The same thing I was talking about that me and G Fresh and Jeff and Dibs literally manifested out of nowhere, out of like a little bit of Guitar Center and just trying shit. We started making and recording, and J Rawls and 4-tracks, making music. You know what I'm saying? These guys have to go through that too. They may just have it on a computer, it may be Bandcamp, but the getting that into the world, surviving that experience, feeling good about it, not just trying to be, because honestly, we're not talking about all the people that look like they rap or are hot. 90% of my time on social media is like scrolling past hot people doing hot people shit. You know, it's like, get this shit out of here, man. You know, so
Be genuine.
the noise is crazy, you know. So actually, I think it's really hard, man. I think mental health and like thinking you're the shit. I thought I was the shit because there was no internet and everyone on the corners where I was in Philly knew my name. Can you do that right now? Is that what they're doing? Is that what's being done? If you don't have that, what else can you have? They have answers. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have those motherfucking answers, but there's like confidence and doing something that there's no blueprint to do. You got to stack accomplishments and friendships and favors and experiences, you know, and I think the young new version of that is way too digital. It might be exponentially more global, but it's a lot less physical to some degree. And I can't imagine what that's like. You know, I don't fucking know. You know, and all the music is less physical. Sorry, go ahead, G.
No, and I say this too, like every music goes through this process, jazz.
Yes.
It starts out fresh, brand new. Ooh, it's this pretty thing. And then somebody comes along and says, we can make money off of it.
Yes.
Then the motive changes. But I think with hip hop, people, you know, that's why we have books. People read, they like history.
Oh, yes. And the rap books were flourishing. right now.
Mhm.
There's so many
Yes.
books. Everything used to be rumors to me that someone else corrected me on or that I heard from someone. Now
Mhm.
there's all these fantastic books that like give you the
Right.
straight dope on
And
how it went.
fantastic
And
law
it's so
cases.
inspiring. Everyone's an innovator with no rich daddy. There's some
Yeah.
Depo shit, but it's not that bad. You know, it's like it's really I think to me it's the American Renaissance that doesn't get fucking talked about is graffiti, DJing, rapping, breakdancing, all that
Beatbox,
battling, everything, the transition.
promoting
Yep.
parties in the
Transition
park.
out of violence. Like that shit is
Yes.
fucking real,
Yes.
bro. That is why
Yes.
I started rapping. Something in me didn't want to fight forever. And I wanted to rap and I did want to fight forever, but I didn't want to be
I'm battling with my words.
violent. I didn't want to be catching fucking strays and it was a
Yeah.
lot.
Mhm.
Like I don't believe in karma, but fist fighting, you hear about karma and you're like, yeah, that's real. Fist
You know,
fighting makes karma real. You know, it's like, oh, that's that dude that punched me. We're gonna punch him.
speaking of that, like in thinking about growth and where we are as men and in our age comes a lot of reflection and wisdom and
Yeah.
like you said, mental health really hits men very fucking hard who have any type of unresolved trauma or anything like that that they were suppressing. If you like try to thug it out and push through it all the way, guess what? It's going to catch up to you in your 40s and your
It's
50s
really the
somewhere.
truth, man.
It's
It's the
The
going
truth.
to
men
hit
just
you.
jumped me. It was 8 of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the thing is that what I do love is that hip hop itself and this just within the past 2 years, three, you know, our elder statesmen of hip hop have fucking put out some amazing albums, like just look
Yeah.
at that last Primo Nas. I mean, look at the album. I interviewed him 80, who was the A&R and the man that basically put out Rakim's last album that had Rakim came up with the concept of Rakim producing all of the fucking beats
Right.
on it, becoming the God MC, and then landed the features and all of that stuff, and it was
The Slick
Rebirth,
Rick also, aside from the Landlord
Yeah,
song, was
yeah.
pristine. Yeah. There's the Big L one I really want to listen to, but I still
Oh, it's
haven't.
great. It's great.
I'm scared. Posthumous stuff rubs me
It's not, you know what?
in a weird way. You know what I'm
It
saying?
feels real because I DJ it all the time on
Right.
Twitch, and like I've listened to it a lot, and I'm like, man, I enjoy this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because that
So
street, his first LP is one of my favorite rap records.
it's
you
still
know.
raw, man.
Yeah.
The C-Light album was good.
Yep. There were some beats on
LL
that.
Q-Tip, interesting.
Yep. Yeah, man. I think I don't know if you guys have seen Big Daddy Kane live recently, but
Absolutely.
it's fucking cathartic.
Not
I
recently.
fucking dude, I lose my shit. I've seen him a few times and it's fantastic. He's fucking amazing. And it's like I live my childhood. He does the sexual chocolate songs and the girls go crazy. It's all the things he does. It's perfectly executed. It's showmanship.
I will tell you,
Public Enemy also one of the few groups I've seen that is like delivers like 100%.
I will challenge anyone out there, any hip hop group out there, for their live act to outdo Cypress Hill, because they actually are a band. They have DJ Lord as their DJ, which is the DJ for Public Enemy, and he puts on a fucking show. They have Eric Bobo, son of legendary percussionist Willie Bobo, who also was the percussionist on all the Beastie Boy albums. But and we all know this, but there's no backing tracks or any of the bullshit. There's breath control. They're moving. They
Killing
put
it.
you on a show, and actually
and
putting
bongos.
very long.
You know, there's bongs and bongos.
Absolutely. I mean,
play
like
the bongo.
look,
Sorry,
homie
Make
passed.
the bongo.
Look, there was a
the bongo.
homie that was there with the VIP access and stuff like that. They had 3D printed this bong to get through whatever, but he passed it to Be Real during the concert, and he grabbed it out of the crowd, hit that shit during Hits from the Bong, and passed it back in. Like, you know what I mean? But the fact that, you know, they interact and they're so great with they have such a great connection with their fans and audience,
Also,
and accessible. But
I think it really needs to be
performance is amazing.
like to be said about DJ Muggs, that the first Cypress Hill record. Not only is Muggs still relevant and not a shadow of his former self, but the production on that first Cypress Hill record is so fucking incredibly iconic and not discussed enough as being, I don't know that it was incredibly pivotal, but it was literally like as good as Primo was, but it was focused and had this ingenuity. And there is a screeching, high-pitched sound on every track.
Yes.
That is good.
Yes.
I make music constantly, every day, all the time for video games and music. It's a fucking gift and a crazy talent that there's a screeching thing on every song, and it's the best thing on the song on that whole record. That production is like timeless. It's really a perfect rap record, man. I think people don't get it. After that, people can have their dialogue about them getting too popular or too much weed stuff, whatever the fuck. But that first record, that production, and the production on the first Funk Dubious record by Ralph M's is outstanding. SP1200 fucking work. Production on the Casual, Fear Itself. That SP work is dirty and amazing. It's like, you know, I mean, the best. Yeah, the bar is kind of Bomb Squad when you really listen back to what is happening on the production squad side. But there's a lot of works. Also, you know, recently I listened to the first Far Side record.
Oh, yeah.
And that is lousy with dirty, amazing SP work as well. You know, and then the second one introduces Dilla, and everyone hates it. Like at the time, all the hip hop heads were like, "This is fucking shiny, sounds like white linen or whatever," you know. And then
it was clean,
but it's genius.
Tropical.
It's a perfect record. Yeah. I love it, you know. But I also was a part of the I don't know if I'm here for this moment, you know. But it really is like, yeah. There's some things as I listen back, there's production and then there's fucking production, you know. And Primo 2, the early shit is incredible. Sunrises in the East is fucking spotless. First Group Home record is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I would say, you know, Gangstar albums 2, 3, 4 are perfect production wise, you know. Kind of that blueprint. And I hear that in Muggs, but then when you listen to that first Cypress Hill, you're like, it just really is a work, man. Going back, listening to all the rap, loving all the rap I have for all these years, listening to what's being sampled and how on that record. And actually I would say too, the Enter the Stage first Smith & Wesson Beat Miners production. Filtered bass lines. It's just this.
Yes.
Actually, we're talking about that's really the Bomb Squad formula. Not to mention every group we're talking about, the rappers don't suck. There's a lot of really good production, like a lot of Tony D. Well, actually, that's another fucking thing that no one talks about is how nasty all the beats are on PRT. The first 3 records, all the Poor Righteous Teachers.
Yes, man.
Produced by Tony
D. Fucking Easy Star still.
Yep.
Boogie Monsters.
Yeah.
Boogie Monsters, man. Ooh.
Dude, you know, I played Boogie Monsters for Fat John once in my apartment at UC, and he was like, I don't like it when people freestyle on their album deal. And then I realized so much of that first Boogie Monsters is totally freestyle. They're just like, when I'm on the mic, I be tripping like I'm fripping, you know. And then there's like the guy throwing people in the well song and stuff.
So it is about the hour. Well, we're over the hour mark, but we always get into another song, right? And Major Mike's talking shit anyway. He wants to hear a song. So, question for you. I know on your website, we've got, and everybody, if you guys would absolutely, in the description, of course, is all of the links, but here is the links in the chat as well for you to be able to go support Doseone, have links off to all of his platforms. But I know we've got Dial Up, right? Is the next one, or
yes,
is there
also
something?
Me and M Saeed, yeah.
Is that the next one you'd like to feature?
Yeah, let's go
play?
for it. Sure, why not?
All right, so set the table, man. Like, as you know, prepare the table. As we know.
So this one is kind of the sum of what's on this record for me, which was a joy to get back to, is just the joy of rapping. You know, like the lyrics are always good, contiguous, of quality. I took time to write them, but also like cutting loose and allowing yourself to do what sounds good and being tangential and like styling. You know what I'm saying? Not everything is you can't be like 7 years ago. Like, you can't deliver all this nonsense all the time in an interesting way. So it's like a medium of like giving a little bit towards styling and cutting loose. And then I really heard M. Saeed, who I've recently become friends with, who's from Anti-Pop. And when Anticon was born, there were always clowns on the internet that were mad about how close those names were, even though we really had no interaction between us all. And then eventually becoming super, I love Saeed, man. He's a keeper, as I say. He's a really beautiful human. And, you know, anyone that's my age and been rapping on the alternative side of things, on the underground side of things for this long, when you meet them and you connect, you have more in common than you don't. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way as when we were kids, you know, and you were like, you like the Alcoholics? And they're like, I like the Alcoholics, you know. So now it's a lot more, but everything still overlaps, even though it's more complex. So I adore the dude, and I knew he would kill this beat. So, you know, that was kind of that. And yeah, Steel Tip Dove on the beat, Andrew Broder on the cut. Oh,
here it is, y'all.
Hey, and before the night's over, actually tomorrow, I'm gonna use contiguous in a sentence.
Oh, hell like yes! My God, we got to do it. You got to do it when you're. You got to yell at one of your grandkids. And
just randomly.
Yeah,
and watch their eyes big, like, what that mean?
I'm gonna say it to my kids when I go downstairs, because we have some wrestling or something to watch.
Yeah, have you been contiguous
on them?
Yeah, wrestling is contiguous.
About.
I'll tell you what.
Hey, look, man. What we do with kids, they have fun. Oh man, check this out, man. Here we go.
Pen and paper, Dove is on the fader. Wild Marano, stampede level devastator. Village and killing, omen fulfilling, death through the diddling. All war gods willing, I'm undermining villains with a pickle. P.O.E. I'm dismember, I'm like a gentleman. This madman has method and discipline regimen. Serious butcher, not that proper god, boxer, backwater, warlock, doctor, syllable, solder, a popular, rapid side. I ascended on fire, flint, spears, box, got a shot, little dog, finger fist, chatterbox, stream, shatterbox, rip out a skull, shit, rock. When the ships ever sail in the widow's wail, where it all stops, so you get bitten out by cyclops. I'm a hairy house and things, no yes, random, kingly, or weird, piercing your ears. Careful where you hammer that nail. That's a savior could get impaled. Get the Richter scale. Cyclone, loose, I knew. And another fucking kaiju dude set fire to the roof. Its inhabitants frozen to gadgets and love with the karma from robot on madness. Same siren sidewalk song that's been playing all along. Dial-up.
I scroll on my moves, the devil's lassos on my shoes.
Bob's got a date glow. How I gorilla through hell wasn't Kango. Job fair, black tie, resume, chino, tango. Baptized body from the evil, sable. Come home, wake up, punching at Staples. Bitches on my ankles, told the Durango, duck. Giuliani want me out of body in a lobby or porta potty with a zombie run up in your truck. The summer was lottie-dotty, it wasn't Illuminati. From planes out of Miami, how to turn rock. Jenny got cops, flash to the future. I walk with computers on a spaced-out block. Gotta go iller through killers and corners and ops. Gotta be thriller with Mike and the silver and socks. Satellite swords, striking my failures and flops. Had to go hard, couldn't rely on the clock.
Yeah, man.
There it is, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, I think Fresh is muted. Is Fresh muted?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
There you
saying flying toasters. That remind me. After dark, them early screensavers on the old computer.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what that is.
Those
It's
are,
all,
yeah.
Yes.
So the whole the homie Zach from Handsmade, who puts a lot of my records out independently, does all these videos, editing, directing. Everything's from '97. So it's Clinton playing the sax. It was Miss America. There's all the wrestling bullshit. It was Reginald Denny. But like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a little bit of everything. We're kind of filtering '97 just to complete the aesthetic, you know. But yeah, man. I actually don't do a lot of features. I always do like the whole record myself. It's always like as therapeutic as it is artistic. And
So that was special.
Yeah, on this record, I reached out, got Micah.
Y'all meshed. Y'all meshed on that record.
Yeah. And, you know, Open Mike Eagles on there as well. And Billy Woods, who runs Backwoods. And if you guys don't listen to Billy Woods, Arm & Hammer, Elucid, Shrapnel, Sketch 185, they're, man, it's kind of the best rap has ever been. I hate to say it. In my estranged, bizarre, super refined opinion, the writing and production and like moments and why I've always listened to rap, these cats are actually really delivering on an evolution of that or a perfection of that, you know. But it's fucking nasty stuff, man. Nasty work. And it's the kind of rap that, as much as I've heard all this rap, I've listened to it my whole fucking adult life, I hear the new work they release, and I'm like, oh, I gotta make some. Like I feel it's deeply inspiring. You know, moves you to the pen. If you don't make things, it moves you to listen to it again. You know what I mean? For me, some music, and it's not just rap. There's all kinds of production and electronic music and various things that is too potent. I can't really listen to it a bunch. It's gonna make me do what it's doing. You know, it's like there's some stuff that is really powerful in a way where it makes you want to figure it out and try it. And I always want to just do what I can do. So I'm always, you know, seeing that in music and trying to be that with my music. And that's been like a long-term pattern.
Composition gave me Max Head. Was it Headroom?
Max Headroom.
Max Headroom, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Jamming the videos with
the
construction of it.
That dude was what was that? Wasn't there a whole TV show? I remember watching
absolutely.
That
It was
was he
started
stuck
out
in a
as
computer?
it was in a TV, and if you remember, he started out in the Coca-Cola commercials, and then ended up getting his own TV show because it was so fucking
That's how
famous.
it worked back then. Yeah.
You know, I do want to ask you because, you know, this is a perfect segue into, you know, you have been able to.
Oh my God!
Before we fall off,
holy shit!
You have been able to take your musical and your creativeness and parlay it into different ventures and successful careers. And you have a whole other career that others might not know about, that I found out about researching everything and getting up to speed back. It's like, where's my homie Dose? What's he been? I was like, is this really? And then I asked you before, I was like, that is really your shit. Like, so you soundtracks or songs, man. Tell us about
I
it.
do,
How'd you
yeah.
get into that?
So it began in like 2014, maybe, on it my whole life, and had accolades. Like the accolades were always increasing, but the money was going down. We had seen all the streaming, all that stuff. So no longer were you selling enough to distributors and CDs to pay your rent. Touring was what it was. We did good. We were always growing a little bit. Basically, I was always a part of something that was doing well, but it had a ceiling, you know? So all of a sudden I was like behind on rent, and we canceled the 13 and God tour, and I was super destitute, and I was like, what? And I was between us, you know, waking up, crying, basically just feeling like I failed. I chased a dream. And when you don't get a dream, no one can really identify. It's not like a job where
That's true.
it's this really unique thing that sucks extra when you have that moment with it that is, you know, comes for everybody. So then this homie I know who used to mix records and own a studio sold a company that made video games to Nickelodeon for Facebook. So they were like super shitty Flash games.
Okay.
He was like, we need a sound designer. And I was like, I'll do it, you know, because I needed a gig. And I took this gig and I did Jersey Shore, the game, with like Snooki. And I had to do all this fake techno.
Oh, shit.
I did like 30 shelved SpongeBob games, all these other games that never came out. It was mostly shelved material. At the end of the day, and I had never done any competition. I'm a rapper, mind you. I have made beats with like beat machines, but not, and a little bit in Ableton, but I was not good. And I had never done any sound design except once I overdubbed all of Conan the Destroyer with gel, with the one with Will Chamberlain and everybody. Wow. And we just redid everyone's voices and sounds. And it's a joke. It did really, it went, I don't know, viral.
Conan the Destroyer with Grace Jones, man.
Yep.
That's the second one.
Gang was all there. So that was all I had done. So I just lied, took the gig. Long story short, they fire everyone. It's a pretty shitty corporate experience. But I really found out I had a knack. So I reached out to some homies that knew independent game designers. And then I got in touch with these cats. First are game jamming. And so in 48 hours, they make a game from scratch. So I just go in and I just make a bunch of beats in 48 hours and sounds. And I'm just kind of keeping up with them. And then I realized, like, this is my people. It's sort of like musicians, you know, we're just like doing this crazy committed thing,
creatives.
And I realized that I don't need to learn how to code to add what I can add. I just needed to expand my mind to learn how to fit into what they're doing and understand how to design how the audio is integrated with code. And then I just kind of became a bit of a natural at it and started to do sound effects and composition, and then eventually started writing games as well, which I didn't do right away because that's a real job. Someone goes to college for like, I mean, I know I'm faking music too and everything all the time, but I didn't want to walk in and be like, I'll write this, I rap, you know? So I took a longer arc of doing things to like naturally grow the opportunity to do that. And then I kind of outdid myself. So now I do pretty much whatever I can on these games, and I get a small percentage of total revenue. And that's something that I talk to other sound designers that they, I was told that that's a value that I add, and I should feel good asking for that because it is 2, 3, sometimes 4 times the amount of work that goes into an album that I do. So I just, in the last 5 years, I did 30 hours and I'm shipping like 20 minutes of music a week because I was working on 5 games at once. So, and you toggle between them all because I'm not ADD, I may be, but you know, who knows? But for me, when I don't have the patience for one thing, I move to this other thing and I move that along a little, and I keep all these pots going, but everything gets a ton of focus over time. And I just kind of run like a crazy kitchen. And the people that I make games with are amazing and very different than musicians. There's no crashing tiger, hidden cokehead. Like everybody's a little more responsible. You know what I'm saying?
Tiger, hidden cokehead. I love
There's still
that.
weirdos and people you maybe don't want to work with a second time, but for the most part, everyone to get where they got needed to be a little more responsible, and that's not lost on me after my experience in music, where someone can be incredible but not really put effort into being a good friend. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing in music.
Liable.
Yeah, it's like, cool, like you're dope, but so am I, and I'm not a dick. So I don't fucking know how much longer I'm gonna deal with this shit, you know?
Yeah, that part. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing. So,
Yeah, it
but
is.
it's been really great. And honestly, too, man, the only advice I have for anybody is like, what made me successful or actually found me the value that I maybe always deserved or would like or am happy to have. It was just my work ethic. Because I was always the most talented rapper, and in order to make this other career work, I had to do all this stuff that literally does not involve me rapping. So it was, if someone would have said when I was 18, like, yeah, you'll do well if you just stop rapping, I would have been like, you know, fucking dick, you know. But it's the truth. So
You'd have hit him in the head with a low umbrella bottle.
that's right. The whole world. That's what happened to Trump. You got hit with a lowbrow keg.
Oh shit!
Yeah, man. Aggressive bat boy.
Oh shit! Not
Aggressive bat boy with the lowbrow bottle.
Aggressive bad boy. Dog enclosure.
Hey man, that sounds like an EP title.
Really?
Right there.
It's the good stuff, man. I can't lie.
Man.
Some of it, yeah. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna ask you, like, you know, is there anyone that you know, wish that you could work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Oh man.
Like, who's the bucket list one or few? You know, if you can't put the one because of there's too many.
I don't know. There was a time in my life where this was all I thought about, but these days I don't know. I mean, there are some people that I adore, and then like losing all these rappers that I adore.
I was thinking of that as well. Like,
right, losing
was
Ka. I mean, Ka is the best rapper possibly ever. Billy Woods is pretty fucking good. Pasta Deuce is pretty fucking good. There's a really short list of incredible rappers who don't have a lot of holes. But Ka is, I don't know, man. It's really, I listen pretty much most of this year. I was working on a record and I only wanted to listen to Ka while I worked on it. And it was intense, man. He is incredible at writing raps. It is it's never maudlin. The inner and outer rhyme structure is so well executed. Dummies will notice it, you know, like it's really fucking work of art, you know, and craft. So I don't know. I guess Ka, man, you know, rest in peace. Saphir, I would have loved to. I met him once. He didn't feel like he wanted to get met, so I just kind of kept my shit to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like rap 101.
Not the moment.
My good sir, I shall not tell you how much I like your music. It'll get weird fast. So but you know, that's one of the reasons I have Micah on this most recent record is I really wouldn't be what I am if I wasn't exposed to what Micah does, and to meet him a few times and always be like put on spot and freestyle and bond as what we both are innately. It's actually a highlight of my life, man. And not the song and the feature, but the fact that whenever Micah and I see each other, we rap and connect. I don't take that shit lightly. I don't really have a lot of people I look up to. This fucking world sucks. You know what I mean? Like, there's not many people, and Micah is one of those cats. You know what I mean? So to be able to like spar with him and have a confidence and then kick it, super important. And like, I hope I'm not a dick to whoever needs to meet me one day. You know?
Right on. Well, I mean, that's just the golden rule.
I just
Right?
met Dose. He sucks.
He was horrible.
He was an asshole.
Yeah,
Nah, I mean, but everybody has bad days too, because that's the
Yeah.
big
That's
thing.
true.
Like, you
Yeah.
know, and you never know when somebody is having that bad day, and you know that one bad day could shape a reality for someone's
Yeah.
perception of you, unfortunately.
Yeah, the
So
art of getting met, there's timing involved and
yeah,
circumstance and
Yeah.
context. Yeah, it's never simple. Yep.
and I wanted to ask you because that leads right into the question. You know, is there anyone that you'd be willing to talk about that you met that you were looking forward to meeting or working with, that it was a letdown or a bummer
Oh man, I'm trying to think of a
that
good
you'd be willing to speak about?
Yeah,
Not
right.
trying to put anybody out on blast,
That I
but you
don't-
don't need to.
care about. Oh, I know I have it on. It'll take me a second.
One of them dudes.
Because I'm not trying to get you to.
I do
you
have a
know,
good story I should share with you guys while I think of the bad one.
Give us exclusive. Give us a good
This is
story.
actually a positive one because
Cool.
the few bad ones that are coming to mind, I've met them recently and they're not totally terrible. So I don't know what to do. I'm on the spot. But
Don't.
good story is when I first moved to Cincinnati, my homie, Christoph, who was like the turntable dude that I knew, got me into like a bunch of underground vinyl before I really was. He was kind of my ear. I was rapping, but he's the one who showed me like the first Latif and Latyrix 12-inch. Or, you know, I was listening to Stretch and Bob, but if it wasn't on Stretch and Bob, he had to show it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Key Cool and Repmatic and all that shit. So as I moved to Cincinnati, I'm super depressed and I'm like, yo, my career is fucking over. And he's like, nah. And he opens a Subculture magazine. He's like, you gotta meet these dudes.
Subculture.
And it's like Mr. Dibbs and G Fresh. And it's like about whatever, you know, like it's about Turntable Scientifics and B-Boys
Yes.
Underground.
Yep.
And so I go to Cincinnati and it's a desert and I just meet this one. What I did at Rutgers too. I went to the Black Frats because you could like sometimes get on an open mic, you know, but there was no real open mic culture fucking stuff. You're just rapping on a corner or whatever. So Tone introduces me to Jay Rawls, but it's, and I have a great relationship with him. But other than that, Cincinnati's kind of stiff and cats aren't really rapping, you know what I mean? And listening to good music and stuff. And then it's my birthday and I go to see Latyrix opening for DJ Shadow. And
I remember
I'm
that
like,
show.
yo, fuck it. It's my birthday. I'm going backstage and I'm going to meet Latyrix because they're like my favorite rap group next to Company Flow and Natural Elements and all that. So I push open the doors and I run back and I go and I kick open the green room door and it's Lyrics Born and Latif. And I'm like, what's up with the freestyles? And I'm wearing like a bright orange jacket and blue camouflage. And they're like, and Tom Lyrics Born is like, what's up with the freestyles? And then we just freestyle for like an hour. And then I go outside and I'm like panting because those are my idols and I got their number and I'm going to send them a demo. I didn't even have my first recording yet, you know, and I go outside and I'm sitting in the hallway and there's this fat dude smoking menthol cigarettes. And I raise my head to him and he goes, who the fuck are you? And I go, I'm Dose. Who the fuck are you? And he's like, I'm Dibbs. And I was like, I'm supposed to meet you. And I was like, the Subculture thing came back. And then after that, we became best friends. I started became so close with G Fresh. That was the evening that changed my life. I eventually
I was actually there.
Demo to them.
The
You were
deep-
there too? Maybe I didn't
DJ
meet you that night.
that dude was so fucking dope because I've never seen a DJ that ambidextrous. Everything he did with his right, he did with his left. I was
Yeah,
just floored watching the show.
so nasty. Yeah, they were amazing. Yeah.
I used to
Anyway,
crank I used to crank deals with him. Yeah, man, this DJ Shadow. And you could tell he was like it dropped every fucking thing he was doing. And they were like, oh man, she fresh got me.
Just
We
don't
used to do
call
that
him
shit.
during X-Files.
that's right. Oh
He
man.
would tell his wife, it's DJ Shadow. And she's like, you sure? You sure it ain't Chief Fresh Shadow?
Dude, I used to call Brad back in the day, and he would just lie to me for no reason. Like he would be like, "I gotta call you back. Bernice just put a blanket in the oven and it's on fire." And then he'd like leave the phone down on the counter, and he just like it was just performance art involving phones. Like that motherfucker was an artiste, bro. It was always some shit I couldn't understand, and I'd be like, "Is he fucking with me?" And then you know.
Total
Now being around,
chaos.
Yeah.
some of that might not have been a lie.
No, I know. He was. You could smell the blanket through the phone.
Some of the
But,
shit
like,
he was telling me, I witnessed and was like, okay.
yeah, he
All
was.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah, I was at the house one time and them two started getting on each other, and I can't even repeat what was said, but I was just like,
Yeah, the capping. I don't know if you can call it capping.
Bro,
You need all
this was
caps. Capping.
nah,
was
this wasn't
stabbing.
even capping. It was
Stabbing.
this was
Oh.
just,
This
I
is
was
verbal
like,
gutting.
I was like, wow, yeah, like yeah.
I'm gonna leave now.
Much
Bye.
love.
Yep.
And I was like, I'm gonna take these boxes of records, fam. Like, all right, peace.
I'm out.
Later.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Peace.
See what you fucking made him do. All right, leave me out of it.
Either that or it was like that worked to get rid of them. Fuck.
Right.
Either way, like
Yeah, they might have high-fived after you left.
yeah, like
Right. Yeah, that was the other. Yeah.
right.
Act like because there was a
Yeah.
lot of that too. And he
Yeah.
used to torture Jeff, man. He used to call Jeff all hours of the night and record him while he was doing it. It was amazing. Dude. He was like, "Who's your favorite bully? Who's your funny bully?"
They
Like,
successfully
Gibbs.
prank called. I mean, this is the same couple that successfully prank called Love Line and made it on MTV,
I
and
forgot.
prank called Ice-T on Love Line and had him say 1,200. What?
Oh,
I
right.
mean, it's one of the most epic fucking parts.
Smells like 1,200. What? He's ought to make that
I'm
song.
gonna tell you right
Almost
now.
down there.
You know what
Almost.
precedes the fucking internet is the art of telephone, which is like,
Yes.
Brad was like a three-way calling ninja nightmare. I don't even know if you call that tech savvy. He was just phone literate.
Well, this is what happened. So me and him was a group at this point in time, and we met this guy. It was a black guy and a white guy, and they call themselves Shades
Salt
of
and pepper.
Soul.
Okay.
This-
Shade
This guy.
Salt? Oh my god.
they
that's
started
crazy.
playing some crank tapes,
Oh shit.
and it was shit we was already doing. Well, they was just recording it, so we started looked at each other. We was cracking up. I said, "We gonna start doing this shit."
Right.
So we kind of got it from somebody else.
Oh, so
Jerky
good.
Boys. I don't think we
Yeah.
had heard Jerky Boys at that point in time.
And Longmont Potion Castle is also a genius. If you haven't heard that guy,
Who was it?
Longmont Potion Castle. He, I think he heard you guys because it is. He says not dog enclosure level of non sequitur instead of asshole. Like but he's cooking, man. He's like at one point he has one where he's like, "Don't make me come down there and put a spider on your head." And you're just like, "Oh, this dude's cooking." And the dude's so mad, and he's like, "A spider? What?" He's like, "I'll put a spider on your head." it's all pretty strong, man.
Good times, good times.
Yeah, yeah.
And
The
we
art-
got any? What's another? I know we asked you about your bucket list of artists. What? 'Cause we got to play another joint before we get out of here.
Bucket list.
What you got? What you got
artists.
for us?
Oh man, what do we got next? There's a couple good There's a good Alpha video.
Yeah, our people love visuals, and they've been
Me
pretty
and
good so
Mestizo.
far. You and the devil?
Me and the devil, yeah. We close. He knows me well.
So on your video page, like the
My
next
devil.
one is Dial Up. Then we have Untouchables. We have epinephrine pen. Sorry.
What's after that? Adonis?
North American Adonis.
That one's me and Buck 65. That was pretty fun. It's pretty lighthearted.
I ain't heard that name in a while.
Give that a roll.
So tell us about that. Set the table for what they're getting ready to experience.
G-Fresh can relate to this. It involves a VS880, which a VS880 preceded computer recording. It is digital. Kind of was in time with mini disc recording, 4 tracks and 8 tracks, but it was a little shitty portable 8-track thing that had ins and outs, glorified 8-track. And there were 2 buttons that you use to, like, in conjunction to save. And if you hold one button and hit the other button, it can also wipe. And so I had a whole record that Gel produced that I did with Buck 65 in 1997.
Oh, wow.
And Jeff erased it. And so a million years later, I was having a resurgence. And I love my boy. Jeff is, big baby Jesus. But
shit happens, right?
Shit does happen. 880 all day. So a million years later, I was like, I want to do things that matter to me. And that was something that really stood out. So Buck and I did a whole new version of the lost record with Gel and reprise some of the stuff that did exist in his own YouTube. And yeah, so it's a whole animal. And there's Dibs is doing cuts on this because we had to reach out to the homie because he's the reason we all knew each other.
Well,
literally.
For real. And literally, he's one of the founding members of B-Boys Underground. So, I mean, with this man here on the screen too. I mean, if it wasn't for Dibs and Fresh, shit, I would never got a chance to meet you or even had a chance to do this again. So
yeah, man, huge part of my life.
These are great memories. And
aggressive bat boy. Dibs is the aggressive bad boy in my heart.
Aggressive bad boy. We're gonna use that too.
Oh shit!
Continuous.
Fuck yeah, man!
Give me the bat! Give me the bat!
Give me the fucking
it's like
bat.
Before it's like you're not even done swinging and he's trying to get the bat from Derek Jeter or whatever. He's all into his job.
Here we go, y'all.
Persistence, bow before its image. This vehicle, fender bender, hindrance, ignorance, plentiful, centrifuge, centerpiece. Cower to its presence, rap to get back and release. Back the meat wagon, keep cats a beast. To scale the cat, stay with greed. It ain't a snatch of all evil. When you influenced by its changes, I'm a statue through the seasons. In disbelief of the grievance. Why, with where and how? I could give you 100 reasons of agendas then and now. Or we could poly over the Barbie, bring the wine, I skin the cow. Water all of you subjects, and the eye between the brow. This world isn't big enough for inventors and demolition experts. Digging up buried treasures, reading between the lines, assessing what's in the header. Just crush the troubled tides, cause when darkness overshadows us like the words when nothing shines. Man, I'm in the styles of all kinds. Sink my nails into the mind, drop that tail from behind, because they pale in comparison to what I buried alive. So you can spare me the lies, because the truth I'll set you free, but you might barely survive. When evening finds her own way to your window, when evening finds your way away. When this boy destroys instrumentals, straight A report card, 4-star generals, battling clown nose down low devils, wearing merit medals. I'm Garrett Reynolds.
flow, street king, shit show, schizo, loose talk, brain heat, crypto, tiptoe, reduce spice of dust, scrub brush, bum rush, juice bombs, portable, mean beauty, speech, produce rocks, easy, devious, the neediest, odor, contact the sleaziest, previous, odor, got that very drunk, Terry funk, odor, break a 1-9, this is sunshine, odor, decked out, ready to go, head to toe, right gear, all day, entire year, privateer, trickster, motivator, making you take it to a higher gear, watch what I can do with this pioneer mixer. Look at me, I'm Jazzy Jeff. Give myself a chance to catch my breath. Oh my god, what if I can dick move uphill, pedaling, settling a quick feud. Just an acolyte, acting like a sick dude. Doing damage, I can represent Rick Rude. So wheat, tastes like cinnamon, a synonym fresh. We need a cinnamon. See what the cinema, I'm innocent citizenship. I'm a disciplined participant. False prophets, cheating on taxes. Blast them in the face with the sound of horns. Feel the force like hurricane winds, enough to blow off that crown of thorns.
Travel's a motherfucker. Hindsight is 2020. The limelight is a pressure cooker. What a fine time to meet me, Lucille. Blind man on a motorcycle. Rhyme travel's a motherfucker. Name changing and rain chasing and brain surgeon's a craze stalker. Rhyme travel's a motherfucker. Blade runner through your mind, doctor. Hang gliding, hang tight. Hijacking a plane plotting. Playing God with a broken controller. Rhyme travel's a motherfucker. Drunken love in an open container. Tongue kissing your dame. Humping a street bomb in a blown cover. Rhyme travel's a homebreaker with a nasty walk and a cigarette cough. Anonymous caller sitting cross-legged in a dark room is a name dropper. Ryan travels a teeny bopper with a ham radio going ballistic, shooting kites to the ancestors. Ryan travels some hand gestures. Ryan travels a motherfucker. Ryan travels a motherfucker. Ryan travels a motherfucker. Shines rays right through your once fine face to your loose lace. Evening will see through you.
Closing on the closest boa, choking out your chosen path. Walls closing in a mold of patty from a golden cat. Golden mask on her, walk a dog with a mohawk. A hawk to the yard mold, beholding the no laws. Yelling Excelsior when surrounded. Go tell it on the mountain how we pack you in jelly. The cellar of a deli counter, sliced thin. Swiss crown, $1,000 rye bread. Microscopic wrong side fibers in its tire tread. Alright already. The city like loud swine who ride along the river with a kitchen knife a mile long. I am the vinegar to the fried cod. I am the criminal to the crime lawn. Find him at the bonfire, bobbing with the baddies, unbothered. And the no weapon formed against him shall prosper. Bomber, hopscotch and caltrops. Cloud of black smoke, no black box. Crash bang, no exact travelogues. No intact Babylon. It's nuts and bolts and broken glass. Burn the car, smoke the crack, fire, brain, bone, ash. Wraps up your name in her statue when evening shows. My face when I breathe, I have the bones I will leave. And none of these he trusted me. I'm seeing the teeth. Keep up my mouth till I'm on the side of the shape and the size of the hive. I control from these goals and the Venus so fever. The five stars out of the ether. I make them believe us. My predators keep a concocted adopter and doctor. Healing me with your bitch fix. Not a bizarre, a more crystalic work. First work on the web. Do get paid. Back the days to the grave with a wave of 10,000. Let's get home sounding shards of half-hearted bars. Guarded bars, bombarding the sound of stars. Leading the line, see the gifts that are kind. Feed us the years of my time. Getting less of a life on the line. And the refined condemn my mind. On the line, even the winds we swallow. I step out of the wrong mouth. Around to his song shot. Converted his flaws. How I show with the views. Towards me, take a bruise. With the moment grabs me. Bring down a battle. He ruined, he's ruined. Keep ruins, keep doing damage. Damping, famished, get cancer. Class back to fandom. Decomposition and oxygen. Shifted his prison to bastion. Words melting and passion off. Leashing the clock and feeding with whirlwind. Unfurling versions of virgins. The eyes of an honest person. War walls. While it's still hurting. Whatever fuels this hideous hurt. Let's reverse. Insidious sermon of pride burning. Red turning. Oblivious, serious, self-serving.
Yeah.
Man, Midget Mike wants to know what year that came out.
That's a good one to end it on. That was 3
Yeah.
years ago now, and that actually was not Adonis. That was an Alpha Posse cut with Buck 65, Self Jupiter from Freestyle Fellowship, Aesop Rock, Yoni Wolf Y, and then Mestizo is the other guy in Alpha.
Side
and
rock. Okay.
Myself, yeah.
My bad for
Yeah.
hitting the wrong one, but that
No,
one
it's
was
all
a
good. It's a good one.
motherfucking-
It's a good song.
Woo!
It's definitely some rapper man's rap right there.
That got
Yeah.
a ton of fucking reactions out of the chat, like, so
Great.
for real. And salute to you for that, man. And you know,
Posse
those
cuts
one
are an
salute.
extinct thing for no reason. Also, we need more posse cuts.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let everybody get their rocks off and go. And
Except
that
for
beat
like
rock.
when they would let the manager be on it, like Drew Ha, or there's a couple songs where they like the guy who gets cheeseburgers to his verse.
Because he paid for the
We don't need to
studio
bring that
time.
back.
He's
Yeah.
like, hey man, I paid for this studio
I'm
time.
getting on
I'm gonna
this
go
posse
ahead
cut.
and
Yeah, we're good. Let that guy not rap. He could be in the back of the video.
You do the fade out. Like one of my favorite things was, I remember Rising Sun and Storm Children.
Oh yeah.
So we was performing in the park, and it was and we rehearsed a lot before we
Right.
did shows. No crossing the mics, get your ad libs right.
Right.
So
That's
Shaheed brought
great.
some random guy, and he just started doing ad libs and fucking up the song. So one of my DJs, DJ Tough, he said, "Fresh, you know that guy?" I said, "No, I don't want him on the stage." But he said, "Just turn his mic down real slow." So it was like blah 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 blah. Then he tapped the mic.
Classic.
Then he let it drop to the side. And then he walked off the stage. And we cracked the fuck up.
Yeah,
We
man.
didn't need that guy on the track.
Some people need to get muted. You know, that's when you got to rethink things. When you find yourself being the guy who gets muted on stage, that's all you got.
Yeah, that's a poignant
Starting-
moment for
Yeah, look inward. Look inward, my son.
find yourself.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
you put that hand on the shoulder.
Yeah. Yes, this is a teaching
It's
moment.
time.
Yeah.
And then
You're garbage.
So
Hot.
we're gonna end it on one final question that is from the audience. We've got one question from the audience, and that is from Midget Mike. He says, basically, he always asks this question: what rapper gets no play in your car?
Oh man. Dude, I hate to say it, but I hate the guys that everyone puts on posters, man.
Who's that?
Tupac. We don't
That's
have
fair.
we don't play no Tupac over
No
here.
Tupac.
Nah.
Right on.
No,
maybe
no era of it.
nah, get around. I mean, you know, I love Digital Underground and I liked his
Rest in
contributing
peace, Shock
verses.
G.
Honestly, there's also some really dope beats on his first record. The UNLV Jacket record, whatever fucking that was
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
Tupacalypse Now, am I right?
Apocalypse Now with
I think that was it.
violence,
That had some moments.
everything.
That actually got a little play. But then he
Did you
just
like
kind of
the Easy Mo B album? That was that had
Oh no, that's good. It's more like I always was a barometer for deeply rejecting like the heights of popularity.
absolutely.
So when Biggie went Super Versace and
Yeah.
all of it was actually the death of it, or I'm sorry, let me not be severe. It was the birth of shopping rap. And pretending you're Italian, which didn't
Get
last as
jiggy
long as
with it.
shopping rap. Yeah, and that was Junior Mafia and all that success was really quickly spawned after that.
Mm.
And then you
Cartier,
saw
Gucci.
and then you saw West and East Coast artists quickly ruining their career, even like someone like Saphir trying to do baller records instead of doing what he was like really gifted at and working with the people he was already working with. You saw the same thing on the East Coast with people doing their Jiggy record, whenever that all became. You saw the Beatnuts, who are fundamental in the development of the incredible sound that rap is and always
Much
will
love
be.
and respect to Psycho Less,
Yes.
which is
But they
Trying to
also
get
started making cowbell shit, you know, like it was this whole progression, you know, like everybody rap was trying to be pop. And
Well,
things got
you
weird.
know where that stemmed from, as I was saying earlier. goes through starts fresh and goes through a bastardization
Yep.
process.
Yeah.
So
Right.
the
Yeah.
people that's writing the checks is like, I want you to sound like this. I want you to
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
Fucking the art and saying, let's make some money.
And that was
Opposed
always
to
there with
the
rap.
art making. Yes.
Because when you read the history books, it's always like they wouldn't even, the first LP ever was Houdini, and they had to do it in Europe because fucking everyone was like, you guys just get a single, wait till Christmas and do a Christmas rap, and then you can do a Halloween rap. They were on some kind of weird novelty track, you know.
Yeah, because they didn't think about that.
It's crazy, man. And now look at where everything is. Beautiful to see, but no less bizarre how it all works, you know. But
Yeah, you can't even watch a cooking show without somebody busting around.
well, that's one of my favorite things that's ever been said. Yeah, like Tim Dog has, who I adore. He freestyle. Talk about freestyling your major album deals. He's freestyling like 90% of that shit. It's amazing. He was on Dateline because he was scamming white women with credit cards. He actually is. He's probably the only rapper.
Isn't he still?
He's dead. He's dead. He faked his own death and then he died.
Yes.
Check it all out. It's a wonderful ride. But before all of this, Tim Dog was my favorite tour music. When I would get stuck in traffic, I would just yell at whoever and be like, put Tim Dog on. And it's my favorite shit ever. But he has this skit where he's like, rap is not some shit and you can just take it and throw it in a movie with a bunch of fucking turtles. And I think about that all the time. He's basically saying, don't just take my culture and have little kids do it in an Eminem commercial. Don't just take my culture and have your fucking mom do it at Christmas. Don't just do that. You know, rap is not some shit you just take and throw in a movie with a bunch of fucking turtles. And I think about it, there's all these times in my life where I've seen rap getting like exploited.
Yeah.
Technically, craft-wise, artistically. And all that's in my head is hip hop ain't some shit. You take it and throw it in a movie with a bunch of fucking turtles. He's right.
I almost didn't get my diploma because of Tim Dog, because you remember how you could scream, yeah. And
yeah.
That I could do it super, super loud and it would just be spot on. And I would just do it at random spots, and like everybody had dared me, like as I was walking across the stage to do it.
Tim Dog is
and I went as I got my diploma, right? But they said anybody that acts an ass, like we're not gonna release your credits, etc., right? Of course, as I was going down the steps, all music all like echoed. Yeah, that was fuck them. Fuck the police, you know what I'm saying?
He has like all
fuck
these
authority.
He has some moments where he's Big Daddy caning and he's doing like shake him and break him and make him. But he has one where he says rape him and tape him twice.
I know the song.
Yeah, and he's just got the moments because he doesn't care, man. He's like the red light is on. He's fucking.
I ran across
channeling hip hop
on the internet who said she was sponsoring him. I mean, we had a long conversation. That's why you talked about the scams. And
yeah. It was very real. It was multiple women.
One.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that's crazy. I didn't know that he faked his death and then he actually.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, looking for it.
Yeah,
and he actually died.
Rest in peace, Tim Dog. You crazy dude.
Fuck Compton. Amongst other things, my mouth is a waxophone, dude. So many quotables. So good.
Hitting on Sister D and pump it up.
Also, too, one of my favorite, Tony D has a song, I think on his solo record, where he says, body booming like Betty, red hair like spaghetti. It's my favorite rap line of all time. Some bitch's hair is red like spaghetti. Anyway, enough said.
We are
much
out.
to appreciate.
Anything to give anybody any shout outs where they can follow you and all of that good shit before we get up out of here?
I'm on all these, creepy social platforms. And I release records immediately through them, usually do a small amount. And I really appreciate anyone who supports me. And then the video games. I have
Yes.
5 video games dropping this year and multiple.
Can you announce the titles? Or
Never's End is releasing this year, and that's a tactics RPG kind of thing.
Okay.
I've been working on for 5 years, and it's like 7 hours of music, so much stuff. Samurai Gun 2 is launching. That's a 4-player fighting, more rap driven, pretty fucking delightful game. Both of those on Steam, eventually on all consoles as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Enter the Gungeon 2 is supposed to release this year, and that's a sequel to one of the bigger games that I did. And then Escape Academy 2 is like this escape room simulator. And that has a sequel that's also launching this year. So my last 6 months have been hell, but I just shipped the last level of these and a few other games that aren't announced yet. So, and I recorded 5 records last year. So a lot of stuff in the pipe for the people.
Absolutely.
Dope. Everybody check it out. They got the link.
Thank you guys for having me. And gee, it's
We're
so
gonna
good
have
to
you
see.
back.
Yeah, please, man. I love seeing you, and I'm so glad you're well. And this was wonderful, man. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna catch up with you on get a break.
Yeah, let's do it, man. That sounds
All
great.
right, y'all.
Thank
We'll
you, guys.
See you next week. Peace out, y'all.
Rallo.
Rallo.
Rallo.